Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Liam. We got my business partner here, James. In today's video, it's going to be a very interesting topic. So what we're going to get into is that we founded this business about 2015 roughly, so we'll call it 7 years ago. Currently right now it's $1 million business, so it sounds, oh yeah, that's awesome, hell yeah guys, let's go. But reality, we still make minimum wage, which is true. It is true. It's legit true. We get $1,200 every 2 weeks. Barely scraping by, eating rice, potatoes, you know, couple trips to like the food, the food stamps area, you know, but
food bank, you know, like Value Village is my favorite place in town.
Kijiji,
you're like a rich man in Value Village.
Used closed, everything, right? So we gotta do what we gotta do, but like that kind of seems a bit unbalanced, you know, right? Like, you know, we should be, you know, as anyone would think, okay, $1 million, you're probably doing pretty well, you know? However, we can probably dive into like why this is happening. So like, in my opinion, especially like in like a service-based business, but specifically like right here, lawn care, to make money as an owner, there's only two options. Number one, you stay small. You're under $500,000. You have your cost of goods sold of like 30%. Maybe your revenue is at $400,000 or $500,000, and you can probably profit $100,000 easy. Easy, right? So like, there's number one, stay small, or you grow very, very big. And to me, big is probably over $2, $3, $4, $5 million.
Yeah.
However, like right now we're in like this kind of bit of like an awkward zone. Like right now we're like, there's a lot of capital costs, there's a lot of like investments that we gotta make, there's a lot of operating expenses, there's a lot of like things we have to pay for like right now that are just not paying off, where you have to take on like a lot of debt to be able to make it, to be able to justify it, if that makes sense, you know? But yeah.
Growth sucks cash at the end of the day. And if you were to stay small, like Liam said, you know, you do a few $100,000, and you don't want to grow, it is easy to strip the profits. It is easy and it's really nice and it seems pretty sweet there. But when you do want to get big, the process from going to here, that growth happens a lot of the time through marketing and hiring people and buying things you don't need yet, because you're going to need them. And to grow, you can't always be at capacity. You're going to be stunted and you're always going to be paying way more than you need to for things. It makes sense that as you're growing, that's going to drain a lot of money. But at the same time, like I do believe, like as a business owner, you have to be able to think long term if you're going to grow. Because quite frankly, sometimes in the present, you know, you see the paycheck for $1,200, like, okay, what the hell am I doing? Buddy over there is at the bank working 9 to 5, making $80K a year. Yet here we are working 12 hours a day, and the return is a lot less. But remember, business owners build wealth not through their wage, but through the equity that they build. It's all about building a company that one day can have the profit that you would like to see, so that you can give yourself that yearly dividend with a fair market wage, essentially, and eventually have something to sell. But that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a year or two. It happens over the course of 4 to 10 years, I would say, if you do things properly. It's a slow, long-term process, but as a business owner, you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel and believe that's happening. So you gotta remember, wealth is, yes, a wage is nice, but a wage really just needs to help you cover your minimum needs. You know, food, shelter, accommodation, clothing, Value Village. But you, at the end of the day, your business is a cow. Every single day, like if I have a cow, I want to be able to go to maximize the value I get from my cow. I want to go milk it every single day. I want to milk it for several years so I can go, you know, squeeze the udder, get my bucket of milk, give that to my family to nourish them. Or, hey, I could go kill the cow tonight, have a freaking big ranger, you know, like barbecue, champagne, love and eat steaks for a couple weeks. But then after a couple weeks, the cow's gone, and there's no more milk. I've stripped all the profits from my business and I didn't invest it into growing. And my business stayed. It's stagnant, and stagnation to us means death, essentially. It's better to milk the cow, nourish the cow, you know, grow your business, market the business, take care of your people, use the profits to grow and nourish the existing team you have, because you see the long-term vision of what the cow could bring you.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. I think, I think on both sides of the equation, staying small or growing big, like if you're only talking about personal income, like it's seriously not a bad option. Like I know like some people that run probably, you know, $300,000 or whatever of a business, and both owners, just like me and you, right? Like their business is like 20% the size of ours, but they are making literally triple of personal income than we are, right? So like there's no right or wrong way. Like I really do believe that we should be growing to like over $1 million, but like for personal income, it's something that you almost kind of have to sacrifice, unless if you have a lot of debt that you can sort of get by, but you still have to pay that off like at the end of the day, right? You sort of have to sacrifice, especially kind of like in this awkward phase between probably $1 million to like $2 million. I think that's kind of like where it's really awkward. That being said though too, I think we probably did make a few mistakes.
Oh yeah.
To sort of put ourselves here as well, right? Like there's a link or a video that we did like last week there. I'll link that one right now as well. Just saying that we really did overestimate what the revenue was going to be for like this year, and then we didn't hit the goals, and then that's kind of like why we're in this position like right now. Luckily right now we're relatively young. If we are like 40, 50 years old, had mortgages and like kids and all this, even though you do have
We have both of those, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I guess, or like, you know, like what I mean, just a bit more. Like if you're 50, I just don't think we'd be able to get by. But like right now, luckily we can maybe get by for like a year, scraping by Toyota Camrys, some beaters.
We got
to make
time.
This work. We got a bit of time.
That's the big thing. I find that, so it, you know, also like building a big business and getting to a size, it takes taking some risks. And risks, you know, it might go great, but it could go sour. And a lot of things do go sour, and that does take money every single time doing it. Right now, like I love the team here at Yard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we've invested a lot of money in the team. You know, we have spent a ton of time interviewing because we want to make sure we get the right people in the right seats. And we've let people go if it didn't work out and stuff. But that takes a lot of time, and training people properly takes a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
But that being said, here we are right now at this computer, at this table, doing a YouTube video. We're not making any money from this, but guess what? The business is still running. We have the trucks out there doing the lawns. We have the office staff handling the customer service and the sales calls. Why? Because we've invested in the team. Now that that has happened, we can focus on the higher level things. It doesn't mean we're scot-free, go drink cigars and scotch all day, but like it means that we can actually focus on getting the business from where it is, learn from the mistakes we've made, because we've made plenty, and go to where we need to be. And it takes money and building a good team, and that doesn't happen overnight. It's an investment.
Exactly, yeah. So investing into like the people like right now, because we want to bring the same people this year back next year, when we can hopefully go for like our goals and actually hit them. It would be really easy for us to be like, okay, we're gonna fire everybody except for maybe a few technicians. Me and you get into the field. We'll do customer service like on our cell phones, do sales, and make profits and make money. It'd be very easy. However, like long term, that just wouldn't be a feasible solution. You know, because we have to restart, we have to retrain, rehire everyone, and then if we're gonna go for like our growth of like next year, like we would need good, solid people like we have like right now. So it's worth it to lose money, but to retain our people, knowing that next year will be a lot better. Better be better. That's all I can say.
2023
will
is
be the best
year.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know like what I mean, right? To retain the same people, so that going into next year, we'll have to retrain, restart, redo all the hard work that we have done. So team right now is worth protected, and it's worth it for us, in my opinion, to take a significant pay cut to keep the team there long term.
Absolutely. I know the opposite is also true. I do think as a business owner, you should really try to avoid to not pay yourself anything. There's a few reasons for that. One is you have to remember that when you do eventually sell your business or get to a point, if you ever want to take a step back from the seat that you're in, you have to pay somebody to do that. And if you're not already paying yourself something, it's going to really hit your profit and loss statement really hard because you were never anticipating the fact that you were doing all this free labor. It's important to pay yourself something reasonable, at least to get by. Also, like, you gotta live a little bit too. You gotta take the wife out on some dates. You gotta be able to enjoy vacation here and there. You gotta be able to put food on the table at the end of the day. Pay yourself something, but please, as you're growing your business, it is gonna take so much cash. It is so much more worthwhile to sacrifice a little bit of right now to have the opportunity to gain so much more great abundance in the future. It's worth the risk.
No, absolutely.
Really is.
No, absolutely. So just to reiterate, like there's a great book that we read. It's like Simple Talk, Straight Profit. It's something I will link it as well here. But he was like saying you have to pay yourself a market-based wage for like what you're doing, right? So like for what me and you are doing, probably call it whatever, $70,000 a year for managing, doing all this stuff. That's what we were paying ourselves before. We strapped that down to minimum wage now. But it's really important there because like when you do go to replace yourself and you do exit out of that current position, that you can know that your profit and loss, your P&L will be very, very similar because that wage that you're paying yourself, you're not going to pay somebody else that will hopefully do a better job than you were even doing. But then it's not like a huge shock to your P&L.
We're only doing minimum wage right now because honestly we took some risks this year. They didn't pan out and there's consequences to that. We don't have the cash we thought we were going to do, so we just redid the budget to take into account, okay, what do we got to do? It's June 24th today. What do we got to do now to survive until 2023? And as a result of that, we have to take a pay cut. But as owners, I'm okay with that because I can see the light at the end of the tunnel years down the road, not right now.
Exactly. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys found this a bit interesting and a bit probably opposite of what you would expect for people that own $1 million business. It's not like sunshine in Mexico and tequila shots and everything's great in Maseratis. It's really not. It's Toyota Camrys, it's rice, a lot of craft dinner, and just scraping the hell by.
Showering at the gym because the water bill and everything like that too. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you've been watching these videos and like what you see, please give us a subscribe, give us a good like. We want to keep bringing you this awesome content on a very frequent basis. And thank you so much for taking the time. I don't know if we're interesting to listen to, but I enjoy doing these videos, gotta say the least. So if you're not having a good time, at least we are. But thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Thank you guys so much. Take care.